Okay, so all selectmen are present. Meeting started at 7:04. We have some guests. I see we have Steve Moratico, if I can say that right.
Redco.
Hi. And Diane M, and I don't know who that is. Hello?
She's muted.
I could not hear you.
Said she's muted.
I know she's muted. I'm asking her who she is.
My bad.
Diane? Diane, please unmute your machine. Diane? Diane M, who are you? Could you give us your name? Diane?
Going once.
I'm going to take her out of the meeting if she doesn't respond. I am. Give me a second here. Steve, you don't know who Diane is, do you?
I'm afraid I don't know. She joined, I was on for about 5 minutes and no one was there. Diane came on just before you started up and I have no idea.
Oh, Steve, you look like you're sitting in the dark there.
Yeah, I am kind of sitting in the dark. I'm trying to fix that.
Okay. So Diane is connecting to audio. That would be helpful. Diane Mayer. Okay, so we have a name. Mayer. Thank you. And all right, so with our agenda, what's the next thing? Persons to be heard?
Hear from the public, yep.
Okay.
Public? Were you asking about public?
Bear with me just a second. You're sounding a little muted, so and I can't tell if it's my ears or the machine. So, Steve, did you have something you wanted to speak to tonight?
Yes. Few Board of Selectmen meetings ago, I pointed out that the proposed tax benefit for the agricultural that's brought forth by the Agricultural Commission.
Yes. Yes.
I pointed out that it would benefit exactly 5 people in town, many of which, I mean, most of them are wealthy landowners. At least 2 of them own horse stables. I kind of wish that there was a little more discussion about the benefits that since, you know, if it was benefiting people that produce food and for the town or the community, that might be a different story. And I know that the town has offered special benefits and been a little more discriminatory in the tax benefits they offer, like to orchards and dairy farmers. You'll see.
You said it was discriminatory?
Well, maybe I used the wrong word. Not, it should be a bit more, what's the right word? Can't think of it right now. Anyway, I don't think that the general taxpayers should be subsidizing wealthy landowners. I think that and I'm not sure that you know the final figure yet, but I believe it's in the neighborhood of $30,000 in tax benefit. That has to be paid by the taxpayers. That has to be made up by them. And I think that you know, again, while if it were people that were producing food, farmers market, et cetera, that might be a different story. But again, it's only 5 people. It's primarily large horse stables or arenas that benefit from this, and virtually no what I'll call traditional farmers benefit from this. People that produce foods, and there's a long list of people that would be eligible, but it's only a very few. So I do hope that you'll consider that and perhaps find a way. I know you don't have to adopt the maximum amounts. For instance, 500,000 for farm buildings. You can reduce that. In fact, you don't have to adopt the proposed suggestion at all. So I hope to hear more discussion about that.
So Steve, you may not be aware, we're going to be holding a public hearing and town meeting about those proposed ordinance changes. So the town will decide. And I believe that's going to be October 7th. I think that's the date we came up with. Chris, do you remember? So there'll be plenty of time for people to discuss this.
Okay.
It's not a Board of Selectmen decision, it's the town's decision.
I mean, you bring it forward. You decide whether or not it goes to the town meeting.
We don't ignore what comes to us, just so you know. So that was done formally by our Ag Commission. Okay. And so, yes, we're bringing it forward to the public.
And it costs $30,000, correct? It's going to cost the taxpayers $30,000.
That's $30,000 of revenue we would not collect. It doesn't necessarily cost the taxpayers.
That's sort of mincing words, but sure, I understand.
Right. So,
Okay.
so what we can do is you'll have plenty of opportunity to speak at the public hearing. And then vote with whoever else is there at the town meeting on the proposed ordinance changes. So then it'll be a larger audience than just us.
Yeah, we don't approve it. So.
I'm sure. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Diane or Ms. Mayor, did you have something you wanted to bring forward to us?
No, I had nothing in particular.
Oh, well, welcome.
I'm sorry, I had trouble unmuting earlier.
I saw that. Believe me, we've all been there. Okay, next thing on the agenda is, I don't have the agenda in front of me. I could not remember what number 3 is. I have my other stuff there.
Your briefing.
Sorry?
Your briefing.
Okay, my briefing. Okay, Chris, was there something we thought we were adding to the agenda tonight? I could not remember it. It looks like we got everything covered. It's a very full agenda, so we're going to try and keep it moving. Okay, Ashford Family Day, we've been working on the parade, on the booths, etc. I did have a conflict, unfortunately, with, of all things, Shred Day. So they're gonna cancel Shred Day. I have suggested that they hold it in October, which would work fine. But based upon how we have to block off the roads and everything, it would be impossible to be able to support that at that time. I did offer alternate locations for it, and that didn't work out. November 4th, I'm sorry, November 9th, Veterans Day event is, normally Veterans Day is on the 11th. We're starting to work on that event with people from Wellington in particular. I think, Chris, you've reached out to Eastford and to Union, and they would like to participate.
Yep.
So we'll have 5 towns. So it's Wellington, Ashford, Mansfield, Union, and what was the last one?
Wellington, Mansfield, Union, Eastford, and Ashford.
Oh, Eastford, yeah. And apparently they do have some Korean veterans in Eastford and or Union. I couldn't remember.
Eastford has 2, we think. The Union may have 1.
Very good. And that particular event will be to honor Korean veterans. And we're grateful that we still have some. So, and so there's a lot of planning that goes into this. It'll be a large event. And we're going to need food and all kinds of things. Senior Center. I've gotten estimates for replacing the carpeting and the cove base. The carpeting is the original carpeting, which smells. So the estimate for replacing the carpeting, I've asked for other estimates, but I already know they're higher because Casey got verbal ones from them originally. But I actually met with the person who gave us these estimates. So the estimate for replacing the carpeting is $2,382. And the cove base, all over the place, bathrooms, kitchen, large room, $922. And I would like to pursue that. And it could be either that budget goes over for the repairs, maintenance, if you will, for the building, or we could do it for ARPA, but the reality is the guy can do it fairly quickly. And I didn't want to have to wait while he's available. So it's, what is it? It's about,
It's
32
$2,500.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, $3,500.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we'd
even
have to
less than
add it
that.
to the Agenda for one thing, but
Sorry.
I said we'd have to add it to the agenda if we're gonna take a vote on it.
Would you
I'm
mind?
wondering if there's a way. We've got a meeting coming up October 7th. When this guy can do it sooner than that? I wonder if we can appropriate the money in anticipation of approval, and if not, then we'll take it out of contingency.
Your call, gentlemen. Well, we can add this to the agenda.
I'll
Just
make a
be-
motion to add this to the agenda.
I'll second.
Thank
Aye.
you.
Mhm.
Aye. All right, and we'll,
I'll make a motion to approve the dollar amount specified,
About third, not to exceed $3,500.
not to exceed $35,
$3,500. Yep.
3,500. To be, for expediency, to be recommended to be taken out of contingency fund pending ARPA approval at our future town meeting.
I'll second. So if we got it through ARPA funding.
Any more
refund
discussion?
the-
Any more discussion?
It's just gonna be a bookkeeping.
Yep, okay.
any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's also, I'll just mention in passing, I
This is
pointed
just
out,
the carpeting and the
Coat base.
It's the carpeting would replace the carpeting that's there today, all the carpeting.
But I mean, that's just in the front lobby
And the
and the
office.
director's office.
Yeah, well, they
Because the
consider
rest
it
is
front
not.
lobby. It's actually 3 rooms. The third room is the little meeting room that's there.
Craft room.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I wanted to mention in passing that I know that going into the kitchen, there's a chipped area about this big in the linoleum going into the kitchen. And the gentleman also said he can cut a strip and put something in there for us.
So again, those not to exceed 3,500.
Aye.
And the company name, did you want to add that as a friendly amendment?
We don't need that. As
Okay,
long as you've got it in writing.
okay. Very good. Thank
We'll
you.
have the proper insurance.
Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I updated the transfer station pamphlet. I provided that to you. Could you take a good look at it?
I did between bites and like 20-minute dinner. Looked good to me.
You had dinner?
Well,
I didn't have
that-
breakfast,
that's a
lunch,
far
or
stretch
dinner.
To call that dinner, but yeah, I ate something.
Okay, good.
Couldn't remember what it tasted. Don't even know if you.
Don't want you
tasted
fainting in the meeting. If you could take a good look at that.
I read through it.
it. I did as well.
Chris and Casey have both looked at it.
Mhm.
There
The
are some
only thing
change.
I hadn't seen on the first review was about the hazardous material and the Wellington facility, but I saw you included that.
Yes, that was actually on our
Just-
old
Yeah.
pamphlet. What's new on this is the clean cardboard recycling.
The hours.
Also, where TVs are supposed to go is a separate place. The other thing is the put and take and the book shed, that the don't put food or clothes there. And don't dump things out on the ground. They've been dumping them out of their plastic bags on the ground. And a better list of a refined list of what should go in single stream recycling,
Mhm.
which I kind of confirmed with what Casella has. And also to let the public know that our loads are inspected. Oh, that's the other thing with the brush pile. People are bringing stumps in and the state inspects that pile. Yeah,
4-inch diameter,
3.
3.
So I'm going to make copies of that tonight, hopefully, to give it to the transfer station guys tomorrow, so they can start handing them out. Okay,
Is that going to be cheaper than having anything printed? Do it and save you a little time?
well, I figured I could at least make enough to hand out in one day, so that they can start doing it right
Okay.
away.
Yeah, and then bring it
Yeah,
up.
if I have the colored paper at home. We might even have some here. I think. Anyway, I was just trying to get it there as quickly as I could, so people would know.
Understood.
Let's
You need a
see.
motion on that?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
So I don't think I had anything else under my update. So the next item is acceptance of the minutes of regular meeting of August 19th.
So moved.
I'll second it. I don't remember reading it, so I'll second it.
Any comments, corrections?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, thank you. Hear from boards, commissions, committees, don't have anything at this point. Although we do have an item on the agenda, that's from economic development. We'll come down to that. Old business, Ashford School Roof Project status. Here are copies of the 2 change orders.
These were the 2 that occurred early on.
Yep, the only 2. You'll see the first one started with a 000 here, and then the second one is underneath.
So 144,854 and the 21,558.
And we're still well under our budget. And they don't anticipate more change orders at this time. So while you're looking at that, I'll give you an update. First of all, you had asked Bill about additional insurance being required for the remaining work to be done while school is in session.
Yep.
No additional insurance is not required. They're covered. They are ensuring that all ladders are secured and material lifts are done outside of occupied hours. Okay, let's see. There's been some work ongoing to mitigate leaks that occurred during the course of this. Imperial is taking care of that, so they anticipate completing any that this week. Their final trim work and detailing to be completed this week as well, to address any remaining leaks. Let's see. The cap sheet was installed at 100%. Roof flashing, drains, and detail work was at 70% last week. The roof flashing and detail work should be at 100% by the end of this week. Several roof drains need to be flashed in. I think that's what they were referring to, as well as the perimeter trim and flashing and expansion joints in several areas.
Is that a punch list you're reading?
No, well, it's the way I had them lay it out, which is what got done that week, what's supposed to get done this week, what do you have remaining, and what are the estimates for when that's going to be done?
And
So I can read those off to you.
who do you anticipate doing the final punch list?
Sorry?
Who is gonna do the final punch list? The architect or?
It's pending the interim final site walkthrough. They have an interim walkthrough.
Yeah.
And then ultimately they'll have whatever they have for a punch list, and then they'll have the final walkthrough once they
Okay.
do that. So let's
And
see.
They is the architect,
No, it's STV, the company, the builder,
owner's rep,
builder.
the builder.
It's the builder's work. Oh, yeah, and punch list. I am sure that
Normally,
is
it's a
the owner's rep.
representative of the owner.
It's gonna be the owner's rep and the builder. I would think. So let me finish reading, okay?
Okay,
Okay, items remaining, roof flashing and detail work, 7 days, estimated completion by September 6th. That's what I was referring to. Weather permitting. Metal wall panels, 5 days, pending delivery of metal wall panel material. Site walk of all work aside from metal infill to take place once metal wall panel work is completed, likely the week of September 16th. Punch list items is TBD pending interim final site walkthrough. And then the metal infill is 3 days pending delivery of metal infill materials. And in October is when they anticipate they will have the, what do you call it, fabrication will have been completed. It was like 8 to 10 weeks for the skylight, and then they'll put that in. Okay, any other questions?
so normally on a big job like that, the final thing that the town would get for our final inspection would be a substantially complete letter.
Yes,
And then that would list any outstanding items. Our inspector would look at it,
correct.
decide whether to issue a temporary completion or CO or not.
Got
So
it.
I assume that's the procedure they're gonna follow.
Yes.
Okay.
You actually described it better than they did. Thank you.
Did it for 25 years, so,
Thanks. All right, so that's the status there.
okay.
Status of proposed Ashford School roof solar options power purchase agreement versus municipal ownership. We're awaiting the write-up from what's his name?
Mark?
Mark, he was writing up that new agreement, which is going to go to town council,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. So we don't have that yet.
Okay.
That's still pending. I did tell him to proceed with the, I might have mentioned this before, proceed with the
Draft of an RFS?
no, the state. You know how we have the state approval, Chris? What's that thing called?
State approval?
For the, it's an extension to apply for the extension
Oh.
that
For
we
the
need.
CREC.
ZREC. Okay. So that's where we stand with that. Finalized town building use fee schedule and Ashford Food Bank donation policy. I've confirmed with, for vendor events, it's $5 a table. Talked with the Arts Council. The farmers market has their own thing they were already doing that's over in the parking lot. They already pay a fee. That's fine. And all I need to do is write down,
They already pay us a fee?
yes, they have been.
I wasn't aware of that.
I wasn't either until I checked with Sherry Susie a while back, and she went, oh yeah, they pay this.
Oh, okay.
So they charge a fee and then they give it to the town. So
Interesting.
we're good with that. So what I really need to finish up with this is, well, this was the fee schedule, but I really want to make sure that we have, what are the rules in terms of how you use our buildings?
You were gonna do a use agreement.
A use agreement, yes. And so I haven't finished doing that.
Okay.
Okay, another item, this is new. Actually, it's new, but not new. Discuss addition of traffic logics, automated speed enforcement to approved ARPA allocations. So I actually don't have that information sitting in front of me. We provided it to you. Oh, the logics, traffic logics. Things. Chris?
I don't remember, but
Was
No,
part of a big packet.
it's a
that I sent
packet.
out
okay,
Friday.
I may still be trying to print it out. I'm having trouble printing stuff.
Okay, did we print it here, Chris, by any chance?
So I just give us a brief explanation. I don't know.
And the reason we're asking about this, or I'm asking about this at this point, this is a system, just overall, will track speeders and will issue, when all is said and done, will issue $50 tickets. Not the full amount, it's actually a break for whoever's speeding, okay, but it does catch them. And takes the license plate information, that kind of thing. And will look and see who the car is registered to and will issue a ticket.
And who do the proceeds go to?
Us to pay for traffic logics to the town.
To the town, but we still have to pay traffic logic.
So we're exploring this and we wanted to bring it forth. One of the things we'd like to do, and I can't remember how much it is for the first camera thing.
I wrote it down.
I think it's 18,000 or something like that. We were thinking about adding that to the ARPA list.
And who's gonna pay for my marriage counseling?
That's your problem. We can only handle just so much out of this office,
If we can do
Roger.
one of these logic things in front of my house, we'll be able to decrease the rent.
Well, one place we thought about doing it is in
State
front,
road.
one in front of the school.
You can't do it on a state road?
I don't think we can do it on the state road.
You
Uh,
have to get, if we're gonna do it at school, we have to get an encroachment permit.
It'd just
That's
be
a
an
state road.
encroachment permit.
Yeah.
So it's 44.
But if the state won't give us an encroachment permit, we can put it on any town road. That's under the local traffic authorities.
We can
Authority.
put it in the driveways into the school. So people fly in there too.
It's worth looking into.
Thank you. We are, it looked pretty attractive and I think what happened in terms of the person that talked with us is it pretty much more than paid for itself in a day in one town.
So if they give you an encroachment permit up at the school, I mean, we've been trying to work on that for years. The proceeds would still go to the town if we bought the equipment.
That's the understanding that we
Yes.
had.
And that's
from-
all automated through this system? They send out the.
What they would do
tickets and-
first is they would come out and they would do a, I'm not gonna say a survey,
A traffic
study,
a
traffic study.
Traffic study.
okay, and then advise us. Well, actually, we would tell them what roads we feel are the worst. And then advise us and then put this in. And we could purchase one, two, whatever. We thought about purchasing one, seeing how it's working, and then going on and purchasing some others.
One,
Well,
one unit,
I mean, we've been trying to slow down traffic here for as long as I can remember.
one unit
The
is,
last time we went to battle with the state years ago,
Yeah.
they went up 5 miles an hour.
We'd
You
like
remember
to,
that?
each unit is $23,600. And
And it's ARPA fundable?
pardon,
We think it's ARPA fundable?
oh, yeah,
it's a safety issue.
Definitely.
And then
I love the sound of it.
thanks.
You've got certain speeders that aren't.
You know,
going to-
what happened was we got one of those, like a blind email, so to speak. And come to find out, they were sending out to all the towns because the state laws have changed.
state laws will allow us just to impose fines on.
I can't remember what she said changed in them, but it made it so that we can now pursue something like this.
Well, I have been complaining about a culprit. It's on a motorcycle for the past 2 years, goes by our house. If he's going 90, he's dragging his feet. I mean, it's.
Right.
And I talked to Troop C, the lieutenant at the time, several times, because I was also getting complaints. It turns out the same motorcyclist on 74. Didn't get anywhere. Finally, I talked to a couple of troopers that I knew that were in the area. They can't chase these guys. They're under restricted orders with a no chase.
Because they don't want to kill them.
They don't want or be
chase
killed
them
or
into
kill
somebody.
somebody else. But
So,
that's why, so these guys, he's still doing, it. He's back again this summer. They
so,
said to me, can you get a license plate number? I said, I'd have to chase him and then you'd be cleaning the road up with me or him somewhere down the road.
what they would do too is there's a certain limit of number of miles you can go over the speed limit. This would trigger once it got to that threshold.
And it
Okay, like
takes
7
pictures of the
miles over or
plates.
something like that. And it takes a picture and there's a whole process. So what I'd like you to do is for our very next meeting, if you would, we wanted to put it on the ARPA list. But you may want to, I don't know, look at this in more detail
I'd be
beforehand.
interested to see if town council's heard anything about it,
About what?
about that
Our
system,
ability to.
enforceability and
Yeah.
if there's any
Ability to
liability
collect.
taken on by it that we're not aware of.
Yeah, do we provide some of that information to them? It was a fairly big packet.
Let's go to booklet there.
Well, she's got the book.
I would just see if they're aware of it,
Okay,
if this is something new.
well, what's interesting is they knew the legislation had changed. And so they reached out to the towns, municipalities in
makers.
Connecticut.
All right, Washington, the town of Washington has already passed an ordinance. Somebody
So you
else-
need an ordinance.
I'm sorry,
So you'd need an ordinance. You know, it's very well, maybe our council represents Washington or another town
Okay.
that's doing it
and
already.
it's.
So yes, Washington has signed the contract. Kent and Washington are actually sharing some kind of an
And
office.
then, what is it, Middletown or Meriden, somebody else is.
Yeah.
Getting ready to do an ordinance.
They capture all vehicles 10 or 12 miles over.
And what percentage
Ticket.
do they collect to process the photographs and everything?
Those are probably some of the details that you're gonna have to.
I don't have that right in front of me.
Okay. Alright.
We'll get more information. What I can do too is if you like, I can set up a special meeting for you to meet the person. So she can take us through.
I'd love to hear from council first on what they're, I don't wanna think more on them.
Okay.
I wanna bite off.
They put a pole 6 to 8 feet from the roadway. It's 12 to 14 feet high. There's a pole installation guide. We have to put the pole up. They put the system on poles. The ticket goes to DACRA, DACRA Tech. And then to the state police. Android software is required.
So
It's
it
a
is-
new law.
then it
The
is gonna
person
result in
leading,
points?
the person, you may know this name, the person leading the project at DOT is Joe Ouellette. Yeah, and I know that name as well. The road study is for 7 days. And I forget what the 6 to 18 months was, Chris.
Something like
Let's see.
that.
And 2-year parts warranty,
The other thing is that,
source well, no RFP needed.
go ahead, it's a permanent installation, it's not something that can be moved.
It has a 7 to 10 year life.
Well.
It has a 7 to 10 year lifespan. Maintenance is certified, has to be certified annually. There's a third party company that's handling the ticket issuance, money thing, whatever. Chief Costa in Middletown is involved with this, troop. I guess, is that a troop in Middletown?
Middletown is where the main
Yeah.
safety complex is.
The,
Captain.
they're working with Yukon as well. And something with Connecticut Police. So, it looked interesting.
And
Definitely.
it's all allowed by statute. Statute numbers and the stuff I sent you, it's 14-307C.
And a little louder for 14 dash, what?
307C.
307 little c.
Yeah, we want to make sure that Diane can hear as well.
It authorizes the deployment and use of automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
Moving right along.
Okay. All right, so with this, what we're going to do is what?
I'm gonna check with town council, see if they knew anything,
All right, so after that,
and,
I still haven't seen the literature. I guess meet with a representative or something.
I'm sorry, couldn't hear that.
I guess meet with a representative. I still haven't seen any of the data or.
Okay, so Chris, you sent that electronically, right?
Yes.
What we'll do is we'll print it off. Put it in your basket.
No, if it's electronic, I'll take a look at it.
All right, and meet with representative. Okay, so I'm gonna set that up for sometime very soon. It sounds like we won't have enough time to get it on our ARPA list, correct, Chris?
We can put it on the ARPA list, but not spend it. And reallocate it sometime if we don't do it.
What are you thinking, guys?
sounds good to me. We got a solid figure.
All right, so I'm gonna need, well, ultimately, when we go to the next item, which is review open items on the approved ARPA spending list and possible reallocation requests to be presented for approval at the upcoming informational public hearing, informational/public hearing/ARPA reallocations and authorizations/special town meeting.
How tied in are we on the October 7th date? I only bring this up because I know our fellow
I'm not gonna be in
selectmen's
Florida.
gonna
I
be out
gotta
of
go.
state.
You're
and
going someplace else?
I'm going to Florida. I've got to go down.
Without me?
To a wedding and
He
Okay.
mentioned this at our last meeting,
Last time,
just
yeah.
wondering if there was another date.
Second,
What about the third?
the 21st.
21st of October?
I'll
You'll be back
I'll
by
back
then.
yeah.
Okay,
Then we have to do something other than the citizen.
that's true. And that's why we were doing it in October. What if we, you want to, can we split the difference? October 15th, are you back then?
We still can't make it.
No, I'll be in St. Louis by then.
St. Louis?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You little
He's getting
globetrotter.
around.
Do the wedding on the 12th,
Spread the wealth.
then I'm off to New Orleans, then up to St. Louis, then back home.
Nice.
And Chris, our lead time on this is
Fine.
7 days for a town meeting,
Right.
10 days?
So
Nice.
just me.
Between between 7
Oh,
and
yeah,
10.
oh, hands down.
Yeah, you can't take the time.
Unless we made it November 5th.
Let's do
Going to
that.
the World War II Museum in St. Louis and seeing
Nice.
my brother, I'm sorry, in New Orleans and then seeing my brother in St. Louis.
Nice.
So here's
So-
here's
When
the
are you
dilemma.
leaving?
The dilemma is
I'm leaving the
this.
6th.
When are you coming back?
I'm gonna come back about a week, probably 10 days later. Or,
No matter what, by the December 31st, we have to have all of our monies allocated or we can't use them. So at least approved for allocation. So Chris, what do you think if we went for November 5th? We could have a more, I want to say refined list by then, and it would go
When
into
is
the
election?
Ashford,
When is the election?
oh, shoot.
7th, isn't it?
Oh, 7th. Oh, actually, if we did it November 12th, that would meet the 10-day
election day is the
requirement in the
5th.
citizen,
5th.
right? Citizen would come out on the 1st.
No,
No,
7 to 10.
we'd have to pick another day of the week instead of Monday. So if we did it,
How about a Thursday?
November 7th is a Thursday. It's also
there
the
a Board
night,
of
it's
Finance
also the
Wednesday?
night of the Board of Finance
Board of
meeting.
Finance meeting.
Maybe they wouldn't mind.
If we had it at 6 o'clock. Probably wouldn't go into their thing. Although there'd be some discussion about the ordinance change, that kind of thing. We were just trying to save some money by putting it in the Citizen, which is more well-read than the newspapers.
How about Saturday, the 5th of October?
5th of October.
And that the day you're leaving.
no, I'm leaving the 6th.
Are you gonna be here? Are you both gonna be here?
Oh, Lord willing, I'm gonna be here.
No, not.
That's encouraging.
So how about, what about October 5th? I'm doing it on a Saturday.
Sounds good to me.
And we would do it downstairs or in Knowlton?
Downstairs. You're not gonna have
Downstairs,
more than 60 people on a Saturday.
okay, downstairs. And what time would we do it?
And if we have more than 60, we'll have a fire watch. Noon?
Noon?
I'm flexible.
Noon?
And it's just a quick meeting, right?
10-5, so Saturday, the 5th at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza?
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, we get a
Now,
lot of people.
Teresa's peanut butter cups.
All right. That gives us a little more time to make sure we've got a refined list. Or
Well-
not, or not.
It doesn't give you more.
Oh, no,
time.
it
gives you
doesn't.
2 days less.
Gives you 2 days less before the meeting, but.
So what we have is,
Today,
What's the Saturday? What's the last Saturday in October?
in October,
26th.
Why don't we go for then? That'll give you more time. We can refine our.
Actually,
So
the
we can
problem
get
is
the
this.
citizen-
You can only have 10-day window from the time you put the notice out. So we're trying to get the notice out in the October Citizen or the November Citizen.
When are you coming back?
We could do November
Um,
1st. Oh, no, November 2nd.
Oh,
this
we
is-
can't
That's
do
a
it.
Saturday?
This
Never
is-
mind, doesn't
this is
matter,
gonna
That's a
seal the
Saturday.
hands.
doesn't matter.
What are you thinking, Chris?
November 2nd?
Sorry, November 2nd.
Well, what's interesting is Monday, November 4th, looks like some kind of holiday.
November 4th is the
Third-
day
third is
before the
daylight.
election.
Third is daylight savings time, 4th is nothing, 5th is the election day.
Right.
11th is Veterans Day,
5th, they'll be setting up for the election.
or 4th.
And then the election's on the
Fourth.
5th, right?
Yes.
4th, they'll be setting up with the election. They may be setting up.
That
weekend.
Friday, they do that Friday. But if we're holding it here, it's
Doesn't
not
matter.
in, impinging on what they're doing over there.
Let's go for that. That Saturday, what is it?
The second.
So it's, again, it is,
So we can't, that rules out Norton Hall, and I don't know
why does it rule out Knowlton?
Because of
If they're
So
gonna
we're
have to
setting up for
set
the
up-
election.
election.
Oh, yeah, well, we were
So
gonna
we're
have it
having it in
downstairs
Knowlton.
anyway.
they've set up for presidentials in both places, depending on how busy they think they're gonna be.
So Chris,
Big room?
They've done that before.
they're setting up what down there?
They did that once. They set up in both places. I don't know, I doubt they will.
What they do is they have them come in here now.
To run a line through, you can't run a line through up here.
Good point.
That would call Lauren.
Well, there's November 9th, which is Veterans, no, November 9th 's when we're having our Veterans Day thing.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Hey, sounds like a great trip though,
This only is-
as a bachelor.
Are you
on top of it.
retired? Are you retired?
Yes, I am. Trying,
Pretty
I'm
much. me
trying.
too.
trying to suck me in, but.
All
I'm
my
trying.
retired friends keep traveling.
And then we're going to Alaska next summer.
October 5th.
The cruise.
And yeah, we're gonna do
So,
2 weeks.
and October 5th, you're gonna be gone.
Yes. No, I'm leaving this,
We were just trying to. give
Are you
more
calling
time.
Lauren? Sorry.
I'm leaving the 6th, I'm from Florida bound on Sunday, the 6th. Got Pensacola on the 10th, wedding on the 12th. And I haven't really.
Please leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. After the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
hey Lauren, it's Chris. Can you call when you get a chance, please? I'm looking at the dates for town meeting. Call me, I don't wanna impinge on your election setup, okay? Bye.
We could also call Colleen. Colleen might know as well.
Hello.
Hey Colleen, it's Chris.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Okay,
Good.
is there any chance that you will be needing the big conference room downstairs for the election?
No, I believe we are using the upstairs room
Okay,
if we can,
okay,
and our office.
okay,
I'm almost positive that's what Lauren and I have discussed.
okay.
So
Chris-
if she hasn't come to you, is somebody in need of it?
Chris, what does she mean by upstairs?
Across the
conference room
hall.
Upstairs.
In the conference room?
Across the hall up here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And their office, so downstairs will be free. Okay, so we can schedule a special town meeting for Saturday the 5th.
Yes.
Just another quick question.
Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
November 5th.
Uh,
I don't know what we're doing. I'll call you later.
Okay.
my other question,
Okay,
just,
bye-bye.
all right.
So
All
you
right, now
can
I'm
do
curious.
Saturday the 2nd?
Saturday the 2nd, not the 4th, yes.
You're
Election is
good?
the 5th. We were talking about November 2nd.
So we're good Saturday the 2nd.
Yes. As far
That's
as she's
Saturday.
concerned.
Can,
11-2.
we would have, I believe, a motion or something, but can we say, contingents on confirmation with the registrars of voters?
So
I will make a motion to authorize the first selectwoman
Thank you.
to call a public hearing and special town meeting for the agenda to be determined, to be scheduled for Saturday, November 2nd
at
the large conference room, lower level town office building.
noon.
Just a minute,
At
just a
noon.
minute, just a minute.
That's Bill.
I will second that.
Why, thank you very much. Okay,
All in favor?
any more discussion? Chris, you okay with that at this
Okay,
point?
the only person we have to check with, and I'll check with her tomorrow, is Lynn. To make sure that if the ordinance passes, it's effective October 1st.
I think that what she said was she has until about the end of the year to apply that, if I recall. But yes, let's check.
Because her email says that they're effective for assessment years commencing on or after October 1st.
Exactly. Well, we did ask her about what's the end date for her.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna say the drop dead date.
I'll check for you.
Yeah. Okay, so this is pending,
Well, the
by the,
motion on the floor authorizes you to proceed to make sure there's no conflicts, and then
Right.
if there is, then we'll
right,
do something else.
Supervise that.
thank you.
Then we'll all go to Florida with the.
I got space.
the room in the
Road
car.
trip,
Okay,
road trip.
so with that, let's see. Okay, so we kind of jumped ahead a little bit because it was a review, the agenda for or whatever, but we need to review the open items on the approved ARPA spending list and possible reallocation requests. So, Chris, I have that too, right?
Yes,
You have
says
it?
revised 8:30.
Okay.
I don't know where my copy is. Let's just see. So they have a list in front of them. I don't know what I do with my copy.
You can take mine.
Sucks. Oh, I can't. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you. You have
I'll look at
this?
those. I'll look at those.
Okay.
Saturday, November 2nd, so gonna work. Has to be Saturday, November 9th,
Because,
because that doesn't give us 5 to 10 days.
would you like a friendly amendment or whatever to your
Yes, consider done.
Saturday, September 9th? Chris, good catch.
She shoots, she scores.
Yes, she does. Number 9th.
Don't be sure coming down at me saying, "Is that enough time?"
No, we can't do it Saturday, November 9th.
Oh, no,
sorry.
we can't, that's
Veterans Day.
Veterans.
Celebration.
And we can't do it on the Saturday, October before then. Because we don't have enough time in the. citizens.
How much does our ad cost for the newspapers? I really want people to be able to be there, to hear about it. And the newspapers are not doing the trick
Why couldn't we do it on the October 26th?
Because you're not gonna.
because
And then we
days
can't
with the
put it-
we
notice.
can't put it in the Citizen for October because you've got to have it within the first 10 days of
Okay.
October.
I bet.
So what was that
Are we
date?
sure about that?
What?
That we can't put it in the October?
Our cutoff is 15th,
Our cutoff is,
and it doesn't come out till the 1st.
yeah.
So the cutoff for September to put the stuff in is actually, as long as we have an announcement put together of what we think it's going to be, we have the opportunity to alter it on Monday, the 16th,
Of
to get
September.
it into the Citizen
Of September.
of September. coming up
and
fast.
it will come out.
In October, but again, the date we'd want to have this meeting would be what, Saturday the 5th?
How long does it take her? When does she usually take it to the printer?
She,
How many days before the first?
let's put it this way. She tells everybody the cutoff is the 15th. I know that I can make adjustments
To the 20th.
after that,
She
but
can
only
adjust
within a
because
couple of days.
All we have to adjust will be the date.
Exactly. That's
That
what
it
I was
comes out.
referring to.
That it's mailed.
So if we do,
And it will get there, you know, that's the cutoff. And typically it goes to the printer. If we're doing this for, it goes to the printer probably around the 19th or 20th. So again, if we would be aiming for Saturday, the 5th, October 5th.
the 10th day is the 25th of
Oh, that's right.
September.
You gotta do. The 10th day is a Thursday. The
No,
10th.
you don't count the day of the meeting.
So
So
then
it's
it's a Friday.
Wednesday, the 25th, is the 10th day.
It would have to be
I'm
mailed.
I'm confused. Wednesday, the 25th.
Of September.
It's
is
the 10th day of what?
Before Saturday, October 5th.
They're not going to receive it until October 1st.
I realize that. I'm asking, is the 25th gonna be too late
To get it to the
to
printer.
adjust the date?
Yes.
If we need to.
It will be, yes. The dates, I would think that the final date to get it adjusted would be the 18th or 19th, the very final. She tries to get it off around the 20th, 19th or 20th. And I'm usually the holdup. So I know how much leniency she.
So start
Afford to.
now.
Huh?
Start now. Um.
So you'd have to have it, we'd have to have our meeting on the 11th of October.
He's succumbing to sugar. Right, the Sugarland Express.
Why don't we tentatively go back to the 5th? Talk to Colleen tomorrow and Sherry.
If we go back to the 5th, it won't be enough notice for the public. They have to have 10 days notice, right? Oh, it's 5 to 10 days?
Yeah.
But it doesn't count the day of the meeting,
It's not the day of the meeting, so they
No.
have 4 days from the 1st.
which it does not meet the window. It had to be 5 to 10.
That's true.
People will receive it either, they'll receive it by September 28th or 30th. Some people will receive it on the 1st because they do a really crappy job of delivering it.
I think the clock starts ticking the first day the first person receives it.
That'll be Steve Mariko.
Hi, Margie. Can you hear us? Because I know my voice is loud, but like these guys are in the other part of the room.
I can hear you. Hello, everybody.
And our apologies, we're making sausage right now.
No, that's okay. And I just jumped on. I got home late from work, so I wasn't quite sure where you were in your meeting. I was looking at your agenda, so.
Actually, you know, we can just bite the bullet, put it on the website, and put it in the paper. And then we can do it whenever we want. We'll just
Okay.
figure out days and tell
It'll be about
Veronica what day it
$500
has
in
to
the
be in.
paper.
Okay. We can do that.
Am I getting billed for this?
Yeah. Gas
And what we'll do, Margie, because you are on, is once we finish this particular item, we will move you up on the agenda.
So do you want to do Saturday the 5th again?
Of October.
Yep.
Well, do you need more time?
Do we need more time to finalize our list?
We've got the list with what's open and what's not open.
Okay, and what we also have is, we would put that, the things at the senior center on the list. And we would put the,
The
item,
traffic thing.
the traffic, yeah, whatever, logics thing. We could do
So we
that.
have to take some things off. Or you have to reallocate things. Traffic logics, what did I say?
20.
So, just so you know, Margie,
23,600
we
per
are
unit,
on,
Yeah.
Plus the.
we are
putting
on
in the-
item,
The post, the mounting post, and so the site work. and
old
the-
business
We could
E.
eat that. Public Works could probably
Okay,
do the poles.
is it use solar power? Do we have to run power to it?
No, it's solar,
Okay,
and it's, what did she say?
It's hardwired.
It's 6 to 8 feet from the roadway. And it's
Tall, like 14 feet tall.
tall.
I think we should put a smiley face on it. Okay. So we came up with a date, the 5th.
Unless you
We're
need more
back to the
time.
fifth.
Chris? I think we need more time.
Okay,
As long as we have the freedom to put it in the paper and then put it on the website and get it out on the Facebook site, etc. That's due diligence. So
do we want to go with the October 26th?
That's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday.
it's a Saturday, so there may be, oh wait, they're gonna be preparing for trunk or treat, etc., etc.
but that's
Just so you know, it's
that's
right
the
near
following
Halloween.
week,
I mean,
Uh,
we can still put it in the,
paper.
in the Citizen. Will just be, I mean, for informational purposes.
right,
I would probably stick it under my select woman's update.
Or you can put a special bulletin. in it. I mean, there's no penalty for giving them more notice.
And again, you'd like it on a Saturday.
I think it's a good idea.
So what's wrong with the 19th of October?
It's cutting it close on our on Roger getting back.
Roger, you're gonna be
I
gone.
should be back by the 19th.
You should be back by then, right?
Yep. And you'll start this evening.
What that would do is it gives us, today is the, I gotta remember what today is. Today is the 3rd. Gives us
there's nothing on
one,
the calendar for October 19th.
sorry,
I just looked at the calendar and there's nothing on the calendar,
for October 19th,
October 19th.
which is a Saturday. Okay? How about October 19th?
Hey, October 19th works for me.
Can we get a friendly amendment to your,
I will accept the friendly amendment.
I'll second it.
to hold it on the October, the town meeting or whatever, on
Aye.
October 19th at noon
Aye.
in same bat channel here in the large conference room downstairs. Done, there'll be no more thinking.
It's a bit like the list that I sent you,
Yes,
the things in yellow are committed, that's committed money.
Approved committed money.
It's approved committed money,
so,
or whatever
There-
you call it.
yeah, I kind of go back and forth a little bit on this. When you look at the column approved, the
They're
approved
things that
is,
are committed to a project.
it was approved.
that we-
However, when you look at the balance, if you will, that's in yellow, it's anything that's currently in flight or we
Right.
already are pursuing it,
Right,
okay?
Or we could revisit it, like Knowlton Memorial Hall, ADA access front doors, 20,000.
Exactly. We already looked at, we were talking about this one.
The guys.
We fixed those.
Yes, you
the
did.
Guys did the repairs.
So that's money that can go for something else.
And they got painted, didn't they? And they're working perfectly. Last I heard.
So,
That's an allocation for something else.
okay, so that one can get reallocated. So that's 20,000.
The 6,400 that was left over from the Knowlton Memorial Hall roof gutters.
They have to finish.
Oh, there's
that.
more, they got some more stuff. They've got leaks.
They have some patching they have to do.
That was supposed to be guaranteed work,
We know. We're pursuing it with them.
but we're not gonna touch that.
Right.
The DPW radios, we're gonna end up, that's gonna be our last bill, the 4,388.
Okay, we know that.
That's to do the base stations at the school.
Okay. What happened with the bunker gear?
They haven't
Paul
gotten
is
it yet.
still trying to figure out who to get bunker gear for, so we're leaving that as promised money.
Okay,
Route 44 crosswalk. I pulled out the crosswalk, the initial crosswalk installation, and you called them, right?
I called them and left a voicemail, but nobody called me back.
Okay. The question is, should we pursue it and have somebody come look at it and see if it's fixable? And
well,
leave
yeah,
that money.
originally that.
The company's in
cost us-
California.
That cost us what, 14? First of all, I don't suggest we replace what we put in there. It's been broken twice so far
Well,
by Public Works,
Public Works with a snowplow.
State Public Works, DOT, I should say,
right.
with the snow plows.
So we would have to look at an
Supposed to be
alternative thing with lights.
And it's supposed to be snowplow impervious.
Well, that never happened.
I'm just telling you what the stuff says.
Now, the new ones they're putting in, like on 32 by the school in Willington, they don't have those lights in there, and they're been working fine for 2 years.
What do they have?
That's the thing that's mounted on the side of the road.
Mhm.
We would have to get an encroachment permit.
They have buttons, like we already have the buttons. The only difference I knew was they don't have the lights on the road,
Right.
which never really showed up anyway.
All right. So what we really need is for those flashing lights to be working. Is that correct?
On the side of the road.
Yes, they're a ways and a
Yeah.
ways.
The way it was designed, as I understood it, we had
Hit the button.
flashing lights beforehand that said stop ahead on both sides, east and west. And then we had them there at the crosswalk. Plus the flashing lights. Those flashing lights in the road sucked.
However, the other flashing lights are not working. Is that correct? With the button?
At this point, Catherine, I'm not sure what the hell is working. And they were all solar panels. I don't know if they're
Oh,
not
Lord.
working because of the solar panels.
Well, one of the things that it said in the literature was something about having to change batteries. Have we ever changed batteries? Who knows?
This started with what, John Balaj was still here?
I'm sorry?
No, it must have been Paul Gervati. Coordinated that.
No,
I
it was
thought.
Joey,
I don't think
Joey,
so.
it was Joey and Ralph, because it was part of the steep grant.
Okay, so my suggestion with this is we're talking about an October 19th town meeting.
Yeah.
We're not as concerned about it being in the Citizen, other than informationally. Okay? We know that I could have something in there that says we're gonna have that meeting. Don't have to have everything on the agenda in the Citizen. We're gonna put the ad in the newspaper within the 5 to 10 days. And we're gonna put it on the town website, and we're gonna put it out in our Facebook sites. So. Let's,
So we don't have
let
to
me,
take things off of here now.
no,
so
we're,
it's
we're trying our best, but I think when, in case of the business with the lights and everything there, at that crosswalk, I think that's gonna take a little more investigation.
It's only been going on for about 10 years.
Okay, so that's the crosswalk signage.
The front doors can come off.
Yep,
The other thing that can definitely come off is the 32,490 that's left from Spectrum,
Yep.
so that can be reallocated.
where is the thing for the fencing down at the,
I'm sorry.
Unless
I
some-
thought we
Third
had-
from the top,
It's on there.
the highway garage.
sorry, no, not that fencing. I was
Okay,
thinking for
Ashford
Ashford
Memorial.
Memorial Park, is that a separate, that's a separate thing, that's
That was the
capital
Ashford
improvement?
Memorial Park that we needed an additional appropriation.
Right, and that one is not on here because that one,
Yeah, it is, it's up towards the top.
oh, AMP
It's the third one
fencing?
down,
Yes, we need additional monies here.
but we don't know how much.
I think we have an estimate that takes it up to something like 12,000, but we can get that number correct.
12,000 additional.
Yeah, it's, the fencing wasn't gonna go far enough, and it might be as much as 12,000, I don't know, it might be
Total?
10,000. I don't remember the number, but, they came back with another estimate. So we'll find out what that estimate is. Okay,
The senior center split units.
we've already done
5,100
those.
left from
We have
that.
not done those.
Huh?
Split units in the senior center, they haven't been done, have they?
Pardon?
The senior
done.
center split
Mhm.
units have done?
Yeah,
7 of them. They did a great job.
Oh, I wasn't aware they did.
Now, you know
They
what?
did them
I
about-
forgot to mention it. It was done within the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Good,
Yes,
that's been worrying me. I don't know why, but
they're a good company to work
I
with.
don't have enough shit to worry about.
52, 20,
You can sleep better now.
54. So, so it's a little less than 60,000.
What's a little less than 60,000?
If you take those three things,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
the front doors, the 20, 32,490. And the 5,100.
And what do those numbers mean?
Those are the monies that you can reallocate.
Got it.
I have not included the crosswalk.
We had one more thing here too that I'd like to mention, which is the electric car charging station. I'd like to have an opportunity in the next week or so
Yep.
to find out if there are any state funds that might be able to be used for that instead of the ARPA funds.
Fine with me. I don't see anybody ever using it here anyway.
Mhm.
Well, there are people that are enthused about it.
From Ashford?
Yes, they ripped up Senator Gordon when he came
Oh, really?
because he had said something different. They said he said something different in another town. And then when he came, these people went to the other town, whatever his coffee hour or whatever it was there. And when he came here, they were not happy at what he was saying. The big problem with the electric vehicles is that we don't have the state infrastructure to support them.
National problem with them.
Yeah,
Apartments everywhere, right? Work.
okay. So in terms of reallocating. There's laptops and owls. There's.
Interesting.
Basketball courts done. That's another 200. And they did a very nice job. The replacement of the senior center countertop is done. That's another 100.
So we get half a camera.
Since we're not doing a town meeting until sometime in October. Do we have time to look at this and
think so.
Good. So at least we've done this initial review. Good to go at this point, Chris?
I'm sorry?
Are we good to
What
go
day
at this
did we settle on?
point?
Mhm.
Very good.
Oh,
If at all possible, I'd like to move something up on the agenda. We have Margie Chady's here,
I think.
So moved.
Second,
whatever it is.
Aye.
aye.
Aye. Economic
Economic
Development Commission. It's not a presentation. This is just a request.
No.
Okay. It's not a presentation by the Economic Development Commission. I think, if I understand correctly,
Chris.
Margaret,
19th for the
you
public
are,
19, yes,
Thank you.
sorry.
okay, do I have you
Did I say
all?
that?
Yes, we're just trying to get it on our calendars for the 19th for the.
Okay.
My bad.
Let me know when you're done.
Sorry, Margaret.
No, no, you're good. I just want to know, did I hear you say same bat channel? Is that what you said earlier?
I did.
I think only the people in this room would understand and appreciate that little remark. I was like, really? Is that what she said? Yeah, I think that's what she said.
Yes, it is.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to the meeting tonight.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And you want to talk about the Moore property. I think you'd like to know what we are looking to do with that.
Well, I just wanted to follow up on a letter that the commission encouraged, we discussed it and sent you all a recommendation in April, late April, to consider as an action item, appointing a working group made up of a handful of potentially planning and zoning, our town, our future, economic development, and with Board of Selectmen oversight to look again at what we call the Moore property, the property that's on Pompey Road, Route 44 there. I think you all know where I'm talking about, near the entrance to Ashford Park.
Yes.
This was a parcel, as I understand it, and this was perhaps in a period when I was less active because I had a work conflict, but where we, as a town, had marketed that through a commercial realtor, and I believe we actually went to a public meeting to consider selling it. And I don't know that anything more has happened with that parcel since that time. So we're suggesting that it's a valuable piece of property owned by the town that could have real value in terms of sales, but also because it lies right in the heart of our POCD, dictated Warrenville, West Ashford Business District, that if we could market it, potentially it could be a nice seed planting for some business. Obviously, we're all interested in generating tax revenue, and this is the place to cite businesses to keep the rural areas rural, but take advantage of that wonderful placement. But the first step, obviously, is really just looking at the property with some people who are a little bit connected to the commercial real estate industry right now, and what kind of things are moving, what are people interested in, is anyone building these days, and just really have a working group to look at the feasibility and marketability of that parcel to the benefit of the town for the sales revenue, and in the long run to the town for tax revenue. and that we just revisit something that, we had done some time ago. I understand it's about 2 acres, a little over 2 acres. And we know that it has great exposure there on the main road. So, so that's really the point of view that the commission has advocated, and just wanted to kind of bring that to you all to see whether you thought that that was something that we could pursue at this time.
So you were looking for representation from planning and zoning on this committee, economic development, our town, our future.
Yeah, with
Um,
Board of Selectmen oversight, and there might be some citizens at large who may have some expertise in this area. You may have some local realtors or someone who's somehow associated with the business world that may, but again, I don't think we need to make this a major committee. We need a few people to kind of work together and just take the time to look at it, and then report back to the Board of Selectmen with what we learn.
Thoughts?
I'm always happy to hear that people are standing up for working groups in town. I think what we ought to do is probably get some base information, refresh our memories from the assessor. For some reason, Margaret, I don't think it's 2 acres. It could be. But it's certainly worthwhile revisiting it. I'd be interested to pick our assessor's brain on giving us a rough, from her end of it, a rough appraisal of what that property's worth. And, what it's zoned for right now. I know it was
It's commercial.
commercial way back when they were selling
It's
sheds
commercial
on
again.
it.
Sheds, yep.
Yeah.
But I think it's worthwhile pursuing. I probably suggest let us do a little thought on it and put it on our agenda for our next meeting, and we'll get some information from the assessor and that, and maybe go from there.
And would we also want to, in the meantime, try to identify individuals that could be on that committee?
I have no objection to that.
And would you have any recommendations, Margaret?
Well, one person that was engaged with this and is the most knowledgeable on our commission is our friend Ray Fenn. I don't know whether Ray would be willing to go another round on this. I know he invested a lot of energy on it, when we did this the first time around. But I'm hopeful that we could identify someone within our commission that would be willing to do this. So, in terms of kind of leading it on this end. We've
So,
also had,
in terms of these other commissions and boards, we would reach out to them and ask if they had someone to volunteer.
yeah, yep. And again, we could also, you all may know of someone that we would want to appoint at large,
Right.
that might have some expertise. And I'm thinking about folks like, Noah King, who is, involved in the real estate business, although he may be more of a residential real estate specialist. He may know of other people that he would suggest,
Right.
we talk to about this.
Well, I
Just
know
looked it up. It is 2.05 acres.
It's 2.05.
2.05.
Driveway easement for the house next door.
Say that one more time.
There's a driveway easement for the house next door.
Correct. In fact, we had to do some work on that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we appreciate the fact that the town has made the effort to keep it cleared and mowed, and so that, I think in terms of, if we did make some progress on wanting to market this, if we targeted, marketing, we'd have to find out first, right, whether it made sense or not, but it's something that we could move forward with some signage there. And we just feel like if it's sitting on the town's property list, not doing anything for business or for tax generation, that, maybe we can make a move with it. And like I said, it sort of signals that this is our business district and we're serious about it. And that's something that, we take very seriously.
Thoughts? Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.
So we'll be pursuing that. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. That's what we're looking for. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, now we go back to making sausage.
AVFD Station 20 roof update.
I believe, let's see, I believe that the solar should have been reinstalled by now. We're supposed to be, the second part of it was supposed to have been done last Friday.
Okay.
I haven't checked with Paul, but the person who's doing the reinstall, was asking for permission to do it last Friday, the second part of it.
Make sure they turn them on.
So I can, verify that.
And Dan McClint is supposed to come. Make sure it's right.
Okay.
Okay, we've made it down to new business. Review employment applications received for the following open positions. Land use building clerk, senior center director, custodian / maintenance. Is what, where we have actually interviewed folks. So,
I will make a motion
yes, sir.
for the land use office,
That's Bonnie. I'm sorry.
that we authorize our first select woman to offer the position to Bonnie
Davis.
Davis.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion?
No, other than I'd like to thank, the other applicants.
Yep.
And in due course, once we've confirmed things, I assume we'll be notifying them that we'll hold their applications on file.
We will be notifying them tomorrow. All in
Once you talk-
favor?
Once you talk to Bonnie.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. Custodian maintenance.
You wanna make this?
Oh, you got the information. Right here. I gotta find it.
I will make a motion to authorize the first select woman to offer the position to Mr. Bentley.
Very good.
Second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Motion passes.
And just a note for the record regarding the senior center position, our board will be doing a little more research on that and probably reissuing a new.
Good. Thank you. As far as the EMD position, I had a conversation with someone. I haven't heard back from him. So I don't know if he is truly interested. All right, well, this is a good start. All right, board and commission appointments. We don't have any. Okay, these are still sitting on here. And that's for both Economic Development Commission, Inland Wetlands and Water Courses, and Zoning Board of Appeals. Okay, do we have any tax refunds?
I have two.
Two.
To James and Cheryl Daniel citing CGS 12-129 in the amount of $84.19. And the other one is to Charles Kelly and Gina Filowitz, again citing Connecticut General Statute 12-129 in the amount of $822.76.
Go ahead, Roger.
All right. Any?
So
items
let's see,
for the next
Roger,
meeting?
I'm sorry, who made the
Make a
motion?
I make the motion to it.
Roger,
Second.
Bill. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much. And let's see. Agenda items for upcoming Board of Selectmen meetings,
I
We'll-
think as we
we'll
just
work that out.
discussed, we'll add the more property.
more property. Thank you.
And perhaps ask for the assessor for some input.
Yeah, and we'll also have the, bear with me,
Information on
the
traffic logics.
traffic logics. How about that special motion?
I've got 8:34.
Motion to adjourn, somebody?
Okay, seconded, aye,
Aye,
aye.
we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks.
Oh, goodness gracious.
A long, productive day.
But productive,
Yeah.
productive. We were productive today. We got shit done.